Hey, what's up, guys? Jay here with a quick video. Just got home from work not too long ago and kind of wide awake, and just some movies. I just want to share some movies with you that I picked up before I got off of work and came home. Let's just get right into it. The first one here is the original Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds. Actually, I own the remake. Um, but I haven't owned this one. I've seen it a few times, never watched all the way through. But from what I could tell, that the remake is pretty much like the original. From what I have seen of both and everything. Plus, I just like this movie anyway. It's just a fun movie to watch. Excuse me. Um, so Longest Yard, Burt Reynolds. Next is a movie that I've been meaning to buy for some time now, and finally got around to doing it tonight, and that is the 18. Saw this movie when it came out in theaters, and I just enjoyed it. I think everybody did a good job in their roles. Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, um, even Rampage did a good job as a BA. And it says it's the two version, the unrated and theatrical version. I was reading here on the back, I'm trying to figure out okay what exactly is in the extended version because I never seen the extended version. I've only seen the theatrical cut. If anybody knows or whatever, to let me, what's the difference between the two. Just let me know, like, what exactly is more in the extended version because a lot of times in extended version, what they say is extended, but it'd be like maybe a scene or two has a few extra, like a minute or two that's in the movie or whatever. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to see here. It doesn't say like exactly what the runtime is. I mean, it says it's 119 minutes, but is that theatrical version or is that extended version or whatever? But let's say it's just all around fun movie to watch. Um, yeah. So the 18. Dun 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 dun. Okay, enough of that. And then last but not least is a movie I actually bought like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Just bought it because I really enjoy this franchise, and this is probably going to be the next franchise that I start collecting since I already own all of the Friday the 13th movies except for Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. I own all of the Friday 13th, but just said that. I own all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and all of the Halloween movies. So this is the next franchise that I want to start collecting all of the movies for, and that is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sorry about the glare. It's in this steel kind of steel can type case here. It's the two disc Ultimate Edition, by the way. In the back, and also just to open it up, just to let you see how it looks. I'll get the disc turned around or whatever. But there it is. And just to show that off. I've always been a big fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I've seen, this one plenty of times. The dinner scene in this movie, I think, is probably one of the craziest movie scenes that I've ever seen in any movie. And from because I actually watched this with the commentary on, with because there's actually two commentary tracks. There's a feature length commentary with all the actors in the movie, and then there's another commentary with director Toby Hooper, cinematographer Daniel Pearl, and the original Leatherface himself, Gunnar Hansen. And I haven't listened to the one with all the actors on. I'll probably do that at some point, but I really want to hear what Toby Hooper and Gunnar Hansen had to say about the movie. And from what they said about the dinner scene is that at that point in the movie that they were all kind of out of their minds in that scene. That he said, Gunnahan said, if I'm remembering correctly, he said that he wasn't even really acting anymore. That he was actually in that moment, and um, you kind of could see it. I mean, that scene is really surreal, like and just crazy or whatever. I mean, but one of my favorite characters in the movie is, well, I mean, everybody loves Leatherface, but I think the one character in the movie that has the most complexity or whatever, even in a movie like this, I mean, let's not, go overboard and say that this is a great acted movie, which is not, but the one character that I think had there was a lot more to is Jim Saito, if I'm saying that correctly, who plays the cook in the movie. His his character, I think, has you know, the most range and is the most interesting of all the characters in the movie because I mean Leatherface, he do. He's a killing machine. The hitchhiker, he's crazy. He's a killer too. Then you got the kids or whatever. But then there's the cook who actually is a part of the regular society, but at the same time he has this dark family secret that he's a part of too. And in that dinner scene, if you watch his character, the back and forth that he's kind of going through with his own twisted personality, it's like he's enjoying it, but at the same time he's not enjoying it. And if you look at those close-ups or whatever of him in that scene of how he's going back and forth between that, that's you know that's that's one thing that you rarely. I mean, that's a real hard thing I think for actors to do, or even people to do. Because I mean, us as people, we kind of have different sides to our personalities that we kind of flip back and forth. I mean, some of us do this. Flip back and forth between being a certain way to being, and it all I know a lot of people say it's like, well, who are you really type of thing. I don't think it's really a who are you really. I think it's more of a, well, this is just another side of who I am type of thing. So that's what I got from that character, and I just found his character to be kind of really more interesting than what the movie gave. It's kind of subtle in a way, but anyway, back on track about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I mean, the first one is great. The second one is good too, even though it's kind of more campy and kind of fun. I mean, you got Bill Moseley as Chop Chop, whatever, who just riot, and there's a different guy who plays Leatherface, but the cook is back, but he's more of a comedian in this one. It's not as serious as he was in the first one. Never seen the third one. Um, the fourth one, I believe, is the Next Generation with Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey. I've seen it. Don't really. I thought it was gonna be better than I was expecting it to be. Well, I knew it was bad, but I thought it was gonna be better than I was expecting it to be. But it is what it is, and I understand why it didn't get its release when it was supposed to, because it was actually made a few years before it actually was released, and I kind of understand why. I was kind of surprised though too to see the girl, well, not the girl, but the woman who plays the teacher in Varsity Blues is actually in this movie too. And yeah, so and then I think was that the last one? Next Generation. I think that's the last one. I think they make, yes. I think it's four, and then 2003 is when the remake, and then 2006 is when the beginning comes out. But one thing I did want to say too before I end this video, in reference to who the cook was in the original. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's who the sheriff is supposed to be, the cook from the original movie. If I'm getting that correct or whatever. And that's one thing I did not like about, number one. I didn't like the fact that they changed the character from being a cook and made him a sheriff. And then two, he's more sadistic and twisted than Leatherface in the remakes. It's like, well, I mean, I mean, like I said about the cook earlier, that he had like this duality complex going on between being a part of society and having the family secret of being a killer and everything. But with the sheriff, he has no remorse and he doesn't have this back and forth conflict with himself. He just you know this crazy killer who you find out in the beginning, the prequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, that he actually is not even a real sheriff at that. I mean, I think it would have been better if they would have left it to be where he was a real sheriff. Then you'd be like, okay, well, this dude's creepy or whatever. But the fact that you found out he never even a real sheriff, he actually killed the real sheriff and actually took on his persona. And the fact that nobody even came looking for the real sheriff is kind of like, But it's a movie, so yeah, I just wanted to share these this quick update with you guys and show you what I picked up: the 18 longest yard and the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I'm gonna end this video here because it's going on actually maybe 4 minutes too long. So I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.